What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Goat Sessions. Welcome to the Goat Sessions. Whew, it's been a long week. For me, it's been a long week. Today's Friday. At least if you're watching this now at the time of upload, it's Friday. And I've been thinking about this all week, and I'm being exhausted after all week. I'm not gonna lie. It's just very tiresome. Just helping people out, doing things, pulling strings, what have you. But I hope everyone out there is doing all right. I hope everyone out there is prospering, making the best version of themselves come to life. That's what I like to hear. I love to hear stories like that. I've heard a lot of stories like that this week. For people who've changed their life around recently. This has nothing to do with the podcast, just people that I've met throughout the week. And I find that beautiful. I really do find that beautiful that people have managed to change their life already in 2024. And so that gives everyone hope that we can do the same. So that's what I like to hear. Besides that, no announcements really to give. Still working on some other side stuff at the moment. I bought a calendar so I can be more consistent with scheduling, not just the podcast and the YouTube channel, but everything else in life. Just I think having a calendar and having a strict regimen, especially when you document it, you can see your schedule. I think that helps out a lot. And also, I started budgeting. I have already budgeted for this month. I've taken everything into account: my pay, my what I have to spend on food, like groceries, gas, and what have you, to pay, credit card. There's a bunch of stuff. So I started budgeting this month, and I've started organizing my calendar this month for the first time in a long time. So I'm happy, very very happy. So yeah, I can already see the calendar there. So we're not even halfway into February. Next week is Valentine's Day. The week after that, nothing really going on. Okay. So see, already that helps to have a schedule going. And then budgeting helps with the money. So I've been saving a lot more money recently because of that, which is good. So today, I wanted to get into a dilemma. Specifically, it's a dilemma that we all face. And it eventually leads to exhaustion. And we might not even know that we have this dilemma, but it exists in all of us. Whether you're introverted or extroverted, it's still there. And the problem is when you pour yourself out to people. Not emotionally, not venting as it's called, but you pour yourself out to people to help them and assist them with whatever troubles they may have, whether they be your family, your friends, your co-workers, mutual acquaintances, whatever they may be, whoever they may be. You pour yourself out to something, someone, some being, whatever it may be, or a work or a task, and you feel so empty. And I've realized it's acts of service like that are designed to drain you. Here's the thing. Inherently, everything that you're going to do in life is going to drain you, no matter what. You cannot be filled by something you are working on. You must put energy and effort into it. Therefore, it must flow out of you and into the thing, into the person that you're helping with. Whether that be sharing advice, conversations can even be draining, especially for introverted people like myself. Having a conversation, multiple conversations, and talking to people, social interactions can be very cumbersome and bothersome even at some times throughout the day because of that. But on the baseline level between everyone, it's acts of service, hopefully good acts of service that drain us. And then I started wondering this week, how do we get that energy back? It's got to be more than rest and relaxation. If that was the case, then hell, we'd all be givers at the end of the day and not takers. We'd all feel so. Let me just be so generous. The world would be a much more generous place and a more hospitable place with that. But it's not like that. No. It's not just sleeping for 6 hours and then waking up makes you feel like you're in a more giving mood. It's not so simple as that. That may be the case for some people, but not for a lot of people. much more self-centered than that. Which, I believe the answer to that is likely people performing the same acts of service that you did or similar to you. I feel like what rejuvenates us a lot in life is not only do we give our time and money and functionality to other people, our work, our ethic, our effort to other people, but then in order for us to be rejuvenated again, people, doesn't matter who it is, humanity itself, someone has to do the same back to you. They have to. They don't have to. That's the thing. They don't have to. But in order for you to rejuvenate it, I feel like you have to, because you can. Because what I've tried to do is that I do things for other people. I help them out. I feel drained. Then I say, okay, let me just focus on myself now. So I focus on my own time and my own things, and I do get a satisfaction out of it. But it doesn't fill me to the point where I want to be gratuitous to other people. It doesn't fill me to that point. It doesn't rejuvenate me. It doesn't rejuvenate my soul to give back to other people and do that. I feel like it's a constant dance where I give you something and you give me back, and we both fill each other up. So I think I've come to this notion now where I feel like one of the only ways to feel fulfilled in life, truly fulfilled with generosity, especially performing acts of service, is to have someone else, or to at least wish, pray that someone else do the same towards you. And whether you believe that as karma, or whether you believe that as some higher power organizing such a thing to occur, that you've given your time, and so now someone will come along your pathway of life, you'll cross paths, and they'll donate their time to you. Whether you believe any of that, that's the reality of it. That someone along the way is going to come to you and deliver their time, money, attention, whatever it may be, toward you. And whether you believe this is merely a coincidence or a work of something greater than yourself, something more on the external side of the situation, someone watching from afar, regardless if you believe that or not, one thing is for certain: it does rejuvenate you. You see, even today, I found this very interesting. And perhaps I'm just someone who's just hopeless at the end of the day. But while I was at work, I've helped a lot of people at work today. I've had a lot of compliments, and I really felt nice. I really felt appreciated today. And that's another thing. Someone who makes you feel appreciated, that is at least what rejuvenates me. I don't know about other people, but that's how I'm able to pay it forward, is to be appreciated. You don't even have to do anything for me. Just say thank you, which is what I'm getting to right now in this specific scenario. I get off work. Great day at work today. I'm able to do favors at work because of the motivation that fuels when people say thank you and they appreciate me for the time and they do things for me that they didn't have to do. I find that beautiful. So after work, I go to Barnes & Noble. I get another book because I'm in love with books. And the lady who is walking towards the door at the same time I am, at the same pace, I'm not really noticing her. I notice her at the last second. I go toward the door, and she opens the door for me, and she gives me this wondrous smile. I can't get it out of my head. This beautiful smile that it's going to take me at least 10 decades to forget. And she says, "I hope you had a great day." And to me, I think that I didn't expect that at all. I don't think she even knew that she said it. Because when I said, "Thank you so much, it really made my day," she seemed confused, but smiled nonetheless. I don't think, and that made me think, I don't think we know how much our words affect others. How kind and how generous our words can be to someone. We have no idea what someone else is going through. And yet the fact that she said that to me, take away in the part that she's a woman, you know, because I saw her later in the store and she looked very attractive. I'm not gonna lie, but I didn't make a move for her because I felt, you know, like I'm not gonna go through that. She was simply being kind. I'm not gonna entertain the thought. I'm not gonna chase this woman because of that. On another note, don't become a chaser, become an attractor. That's different. So with that, and she said that to me, I remember I was looking for the book and I was still dumbfounded. I'm like, wow. The fact that there's someone out there are people out there still who think like that and are that kind. They're gems. Diamonds in the rough, man. You'll never find them among the masses. So rare. I thought to myself, and it inspired something in me to be nice towards other people. So I talked to the guy who was at checkout, who was helping me buy the book. I asked him about his day. His name was Claude. He was at a Barnes and Noble, and I was asking him about his job, and he says that he doesn't really care for working at the library. It's just something just to get him by. He's into video games, so I talked about video games with him, talking about his favorite genre. It was a brief conversation, but I talked about mine, and then talked about my day. How it was rough, but I laugh it off because it was a rough day, but it was a good day at the same time because it was tiring, very tiring day, but I got a lot done. I'm happy. But even that, I mean, felt like he needed to hear that. He seemed like he was kind of going through the motions, just helping people check out our books, and I feel like I was the only person really there, you know, for him. So I hope by being kind and entertaining him with a conversation, something more personal that can make his day feel better. You know, I find it easier to do that with the men than the women, because with the women you come out as a guy, you come off as being interested in them and, you know, ulterior motives and want to hang out. I don't care about that. I really don't. I've come to the point where I realize I don't need a woman. I want one, but I don't need one, and I'm not going to chase after one. I've been chasing after women my entire life. Countless women. Into the hundreds at least. It's not worth it. And I've secured the bag. Don't get me wrong. A lot of women, I've secured the bag. I've secured the cooch. Let's put it that way. It's not worth it. Because they don't last very long when you do that. But back to the topic. I felt motivated to carry on that kindness that woman gave me. And I feel like that's probably the only way we're going to get that fuel to become a volunteer of kindness, a volunteer of grace. In order to be someone of that stature, you need to be filled up. You need to have fuel. You need to have your cup overflowing with humble gratitude. And you need to pass that on to other people in a very subtle way. You don't have to be overbearing. Like I did, you ask them about their day. You ask them what are they doing currently. When do they get off work? What are their plans when they get off work? You inquire about them. I think in this day and age, more Hollywood celebrities are interviewed than regular people on the street. I think so. Because people have wonderful things to say. Whether you agree with them or not, they do. Because everyone thinks differently. We may all think the same on a general, hopefully we think all the same on a general aspect, but these little tiny nuggets of information differ among the populace. And when I see that in someone, I find it so interesting and I ask them about it. And then I say, thank you for your time, for sharing your idea. You know, I want to catch people completely off guard, like that girl caught me off guard today. I hope you had a good day. Oh my gosh. I don't think she'll ever know what that really means to me. For as long as I live. She won't ever know what that means to me. I don't think I want her to know. That's why I didn't ask her out, or if I want to take this down a notch. That's why I didn't even have a conversation with her. She was talking to a friend too in the poetry I was in. But she seemed like a very energetic woman, very kind woman. I'm like, you know what? It's better if I don't say anything at all and let her be. It's better if I do that. It's something I get to hold on to, that little compliment, for years to come. And that's the baseline you have to do when you perform an act of service. It's dishing out compliments, not one after the other, because then they lose their value. But very subtle compliments about very personal things, not something general, about the person. And I was even thinking about that when I was leaving in the truck. I'm like, you know, it's beautiful. Every person has beauty, right? Objectively, they may not look the best, but subjectively, they have beauty in them. They have a design. They have a blueprint that was carefully constructed to become the person they are today. And they had say in that blueprint because of the social environment which we live in. So I was thinking about the girl who did that, and I said, you know what? If I were to talk to her, the first thing I would say in response to what she did for me was, I remember saying this in the car, I'm not interested in your beauty. I'm interested in who you are as a person. Because the beauty is amazing, don't get me wrong. But I'm trying to remove the beauty and say who you are. Why did you do that and say that for me? Because I don't deserve that. That's why it's beautiful. We don't deserve any kindness or anything at all on this planet. I'm sure of it. We're horrible people. We're very self-centered at heart. So when someone does something nice for us, I don't know about you, but it sickens me that somebody does that for me. Because I don't deserve that. And I want to be kind in return. So that's the dilemma, I believe, of performing various acts of service, humbling acts of service in today's world. Because how do you get the energy to do that? And I think the answer is to have other people, to wish, to pray, to hope for other people to do the same. Because we are social creatures at heart and we derive energy from other people. We can make our own. It's true. We can, out of us arises our own motivations. That is true. But we learn much more from other people. We use other people as the paint to make our canvas, and our mind as the paintbrush. That's who we are. We're artists at heart. With the way we speak, the way we write, the way we perform actions and work. That is who we are, and we use other people as our fuel, but we should not use them as our fuel in a malicious, maladaptive manner. We should use them as fuel and then give them some of ours, because they need it as much as we do. It's a trade-off. And every person's fuel is very different from another person, so it doesn't feel mundane. Interacting with people who really make a difference, it charges you up because it gives you a different type. Regular, diesel, supreme, whatever kind of fuel you want. Unleaded, leaded. Talk to different people. And so I think that's the dilemma. And the reason why it's a dilemma, because I can hear someone say, how is that a dilemma when I talk to people every day? There are people out there who don't talk to anyone, who don't like socializing with people, who may not have good interaction with people, who may have some social anxiety. And I mean severe social anxiety. I'm not talking about, it's very hard to talk to people, so I have social anxiety. I'm talking about clinical social anxiety on a healthcare level. People who are antisocial, meaning they hate they hate spending time with people. They actively avoid hanging out with people. And they actively ruin other people's experiences because they don't like to socialize with them. There are people like that out there. So then how do those people get recharged for the day and experience grace and love and gratitude? Unfortunately, they have to be in a social setting or have a spiritual awakening or some awakening of a sort. Whether that be physical, emotional, whatever that may be. But in my experience, socialization brings a lot of those pros with it, where you can feel energized from spending time with people who not only you talk to, right, and they don't say anything back, because that's just a one-sided conversation, and that's draining. But when they give you things to think about, or they provide new perspectives, or information you had not previously heard about, and you assimilate that into your mental faculty, you think, wow, I want to tell someone else about this, you know? I want to spread the message. Because we're messengers too. Whatever someone says, we are likely to tell someone else. Whether as a factoid or as advice, or maybe as a guide more than advice. Something to hold on to, really. But that's the dilemma, because not everyone has the accessibility to people like that. So I hope and pray that whoever struggles with that inability to socialize or to maintain social bonds, I hope that people of that nature, whether they be watching this video or in the world living currently, that they can find at least someone, one person, that they can spend that time with for even brief moments, brief seconds, so that they can pass that to the next person. And I know that's a grandiose statement. I know it's highly optimistic, but you have to be nowadays. You can't have an ounce of pessimism. That doesn't mean that nothing bad is going to happen. Because although pessimism has its utility, because it provides realism, I like to be optimistic about this. Because it shows us we have a chance, and we all do. Because the mind, fortunately, can create self-fulfilling prophecies, where if you feel a certain way, you act a certain way. And through your actions are consequences that fulfill your original thought, when really your mind, your thoughts, your complex, whatever it is in here, has led to that conclusion. It's up here what counts. If you're expecting, if not expecting, actually is not the best word for that. If you're hoping for that and actively seeking someone, or actively putting yourself in scenarios where one can come, it's the potentiality of one to come who can grace you, who can give you grace and knowledge and bestow you information unbeknownst to anyone else, and be a real friend and ask questions about your life and your day, and hold a conversation with you even for a brief moment. If you can do that, you can go far. Because it's all about connections and information in this life. If you don't have those, you don't have nothing. You're isolated. So the way to solve this dilemma is to go forth into public scenarios, social settings, and hopefully you'll run into someone much like you, maybe different like you, and talk to someone. Have a nice chat. Even online. You could do it online. It's harder online because it's not face-to-face. I like to see someone's face and gauge them. But I don't know. I don't normally go to the bookstore. I go there every now and then, and today I felt that. I'm like, wow. The fact that I arrived here at this specific time when she got there at that specific time and held open the door for me to say such a beautiful, kind, caring thing. I find that amazing. That's why I don't believe in coincidences. We showed up at the same time, walked to the door at the same time, and she said that to me. I find that there's something bigger going on there. And you could say that I'm obsessive, that I'm harking over this girl too much. No. I obsess over anyone who does that for me too much. Because I believe that comes from the heart. I believe that comes from the heart, man. That you don't really ever hear about that. It's something I could tell as a story forever. And its meaning forever. To my future wife and kids and family, friends and coworkers. I could say that. I could say that now and have some type of tangible, subjective evidence that the way you feel motivated in life truly is because of other people. And it's that motivation to give unto others what they have given to you is, I believe, what satisfies us truly in life, longer than any other satisfaction that remains on the inward. Whether that be buying for ourselves, spending time with ourselves, being alone. I feel like there's something about connecting with other people that it brings out really the best in us. Not the best, like not the good in us, but the best of us. Because we're not good, but there are good parts of us. There are better parts of us. I feel like when people do that for you, they change your mind. They change. My whole day has been changed because of that. Whole day has been changed because of that. So I only hope that whoever watches this understands that whatever you go through in a day, in a week, in a month, whatever tiny little things, whatever you deem as insignificant, has been said to you or done for you, they're not so insignificant. I can tell you that, my friend. I can tell you that. That they mean something. Once you understand the meaning of it, once you understand the meaning of those actions or words or writing, you'll start to understand that you now have the ability to do that for someone else. And that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Because beauty is a two-player game. 2+. One who bestows it, one who receives it, and the one who receives it passes it back either to the next person or the one who originally bestowed it. I find that beautiful. Wow. Sometimes I say sentences that come out of my mouth and I don't even know what I'm saying, and that's how I know this podcast or YouTube channel is blessed. It really is, because it's teaching me even, and I'm the one hosting it. It's teaching me and I'm the one hosting it. That's amazing. But yeah, just some food for thought regarding that. You know. Sorry, I'm kind of quiet today. It's been a long week, and I've also been hit with that bombshell today. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for watching. I don't have the bright lights on today. I just have the low lights on because I just felt like it felt more intimate doing that. Also, rate the fit. I got the brown with the gold. Brown with the gold. The belt's kind of moving here, but it's fine. It's cool. I like it. Regarding any other content that may come out, I think I'm gonna record probably some PS1 game footage of like Crash Bandicoot or something. Yeah, might as well. I don't make money from this. I just like to hang out with people virtually or in real life. I just want to be someone who is relatable. someone who's relatable and can understand at least what someone's going through, not because of the specific scenario, but because of the willingness to be there for that person, that I can relate. Because I can relate a lot more to you if I'm always in the presence of you. You can have two different people who haven't experienced what you experienced, but you're going to relate. You're going to confide most likely in the person who you spend more time with and are surrounded with. That's what I wish to be, man. You know, I could have gone into psychotherapy or something of that sort for in college and university, but and I have psychology as a minor, but I don't know, I just find healthcare and physical like neurology and cardiology and toxicology and forensics more interesting. But you know, if those don't work out, I'd happily be a therapist, man. I'd happily be a clinical psychologist. I would not mind that at all. I love helping people out. Working on game plans, you know. It's fun. It's fun, not for the people who are going, you know, but it's fun to help them out. Because it's the least you could do. If it was up to me, I wouldn't charge anybody. It would just be a side gig, but unfortunately, it's not how it works in that practice. So I think that'll be all for tonight, guys. I'm gonna go eat some food and go to bed because I'm exhausted, but yet rejuvenated at the same time. And I think I'm gonna pay it. I think I'm gonna pay it forward tomorrow when I get up. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys had a great week, even a better weekend, wherever you are, whatever language you speak. I love you guys and girls. And stay safe and be the best goat you can be to whoever that person in your life that needs someone. Be that confidant. Be that helper. Be that shoulder to lean on. Be the person you would want to lean on. Enough said. Love you guys. Peace out. Bye-bye.